Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the music was still going. I'm sorry. I was over here dancing, listening to the music. Oh, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah. It's me. It's your boy, Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live on a special Sunday night edition of my worthless 2 cents table talk with the lady all the way from here. Look at that.
Yes.
Mississippi. Woo! I got a Mississippi girl in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna calm down. I know y'all be like, he's so hype. I just be hype.
I love your energy. That's how you supposed to come in the room.
But look, before I get started, I just want to say this. If y'all don't know, I did a reel today, just recently. I put up a reel, and it had the song "The Storm Is Over," R. Kelly. There was a lady. Don't know the lady. Her name is Tasha. All I know is her name is Tasha, and she's out in California. And whatever she's going through, if y'all know her, hey, hit her up. If you don't, send prayers up. Tasha, I just want to say this personally from this old boy. Even though you may feel like your storm ain't over, you keep pushing. You keep praying. You keep pushing. You keep praying. It says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. It didn't say tomorrow morning. It just says joy cometh in the morning. So what you got to do is know that if the good Lord gave you breath to get up one more day, that's one more opportunity that your joy may be coming. So Tasha out there in California, if ain't nobody told you today, I'm finna tell you, I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. All right, look here. So again, y'all just keep on praying for one another, keep encouraging one another, and keep uplifting one another. All right, I'm gonna share my old triple tap. Woo! Hey, here. I'm finna shut up. But I'm gonna tell you, if y'all don't know this lady that's sitting right next to me, if y'all don't know who she is, you're about to find out. Because guess what? She has changed the game. I'm gonna tell you one more time. She has changed the game. I don't want to hear now another person talk about what they can't do. I don't want to hear now another person talking about what's impossible, because she made the impossible possible. Woo! She's done it. She has done it and is doing it and is doing it. And it is an honor. It is a privilege to have her sitting right here at the table. So without further ado, hey, that's my new word. I keep saying that. I like that one. Without further ado, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. MCD, 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 put something in the ear. Have your way, my friend.
Thank you. And it is a pleasure. As y'all can see, represent Mississippi at all times. I am a country girl straight out of Raymond, Mississippi. How I even got started in this business was the fact that my father has always worn cowboy boots since I can remember, and that one of the things that draw me back to this industry, because I've been dealing with women clothes for years. Started out doing popping my trunk, getting started in the business, and I tell anybody with anything, start small. Don't try to jump out there big. You know, you get you a little inventory and start from there. But this is how I got started in the industry, because I was already doing business with women clothes. But me and what I always say, when you gonna get something to support so I can support you? So with that, I was like, well, I didn't want to get into men clothes. That was something that never interested me, because for one, men clothes are higher to me with quality than it is for women. So it's easy for me to jump into women clothes. But I was actually out at a convention with my niece, getting her kicked off with her line, and just so end up getting in touch with my vendor and started out with just trying something out with my father. And someone asked him, like, man, I ain't seen them boots before. Where you get them from? So my daddy got me connected with that man. So that sale turned into, you know what? Let me test the water a little bit. Let me try out like 5 boots. End up making 5 sales that first week. So it was
Wow.
like,
Wow.
you know what? I'm on to something. So got into it, and before you knew it, my father-in-law has a women boutique. I had been his business consultant. So he ended up outgrowing his first shop. So he got another one. And he asked me one day, he said, do you want that other room to, store your boots in? And I was like, you know what, I'll try that out for a little bit. So it ended up my business took off from there. So I'm now in January, I'll be my second year into
Wow.
selling boots. So yes,
Wow.
it's
Wow.
been a wonderful journey, and I can't take nothing from granted for all the people that have supported me, especially with my TikTok blew up. It was like I was getting people from all over the United States, and it's just still amazing, and still don't seem real. And especially after me discovering, like, you the first Black woman to sell boots, being in this industry. This is an industry that people really, to me, don't look into, because it's already, set in stone that that's a men do that type of stuff,
Right.
not a
Right.
woman. And so it was like, wow, you stepping into unknown territories and you actually making an impact. So, it's just amazing the things that has transpired by me embarking on something that I never even thought would be possible. Because if somebody told me this 5 or maybe even 10 years ago, I'd be like, no, that ain't something I get into. But, you know, God work miracles, and you never know when it's gonna do a whole 360. Because, like I said, been watching my daddy wear boots for years, because he never wore tennis shoes. He's always wore boots. So to get something that's near and dear to my father means a lot, because my dad is still in remission with cancer. So
Wow. Wow.
it's a affecting home. Home is where it touched me the most, not only to see something that my daddy enjoyed, but other men that wanted to support me, that I didn't have those type of
Right.
items that they
Look,
wanted to
look, look.
purchase.
You see,
Yes, and you really get, to me, boosts is something that people don't really know the impact of them, because when you look at boosts, they are something that can last you a lifetime. It's nothing that you just wear and it's like, oh, let me go get another pair. No, you gonna cherish some boosts, because if you get quality boosts, you're gonna pay quality money. So
yes,
you gonna look at them in a different realm than just saying, oh, that's just another pair of tennis shoes. That's just another pair of shoes. No, you gonna have memories, and you gonna always find things that's gonna put you in those spaces where you like, people gonna say, oh, them some bad boots you got
yes,
on.
yes, yes, yeah. And I went. I've been online and I've seen all the stuff that you have. And again, I just must tell you, for you, one as a woman, two as a Black woman, stepping out and stepping in to an industry that is huge, and
Yes.
making an impact. Um, how difficult, and I'm gonna ask you this. This old boy don't have no question, but you got me just on the edge. How difficult was it for you as a woman, one, and as a Black woman, two, to go into this industry? Did you meet any kind of resistance? Um, one.
No, like vendor wise, no. As far as, because I've already built a platform for myself with selling the clothes
Right.
already, people already knew me. So it wasn't like I jumped off the porch. I'm gonna tell you like this, with a person like me, because I have dabbled in so many different things, people are not surprised
That's
when I start a business. I'll put it like that, because it's like Gina has always had that entrepreneur background. So it's like people don't look at me like, oh, she just copying out the next one. No, to be honest, I've actually been a trendsetter to things because I give people, and I've gotten emails or people in my DM, they were like, you really inspire me. That don't matter what you dab in, you never lose the faith to say, I'll keep doing it again. Because one of my cousins often tell me, said, one thing about Gina, she don't mind opening up a business. So in that case, at a standpoint of finding my vendor, no, it wasn't hard. It took money to get in this industry. I say that it took money to get in it. It's nothing that you can just easily say, oh, I can go set up something, because if you don't get the right vendor, you'll be around there selling people boots that they're going to be returning. So, you know, I did a trial and error with mine. Like I said, my daddy has always bought expensive boots. So I already had the person to be my tester to say, girl, them ain't the right boots. No, he already knew. That's quality right there. That's quality.
Hey, look, that's a good one right there. I got him in the house. Y'all don't send him. I'm gonna let him test him.
Yes. My daddy has been my tester. And so with him already having friends that look up to him for his fashion, it was like easy for me. But I'll tell anybody that want to get into an industry that is unfamiliar and that you don't know what you're getting into, do not put it out there until you done test it. Because you do not want the oops, because you know we hear so many different business, especially with the food market. If you put out something bad and then people, you get the backlash of legal and all that stuff, or even the fact of one of the biggest things that's going around now, which I used to dab in, which is crafting. And I made my shirt and everything, but you have to be so careful that if you put these logos and stuff on it, you could be in litigation with that, because that's trademarking. And so, you know, with all things, you have to look at it on the legal standpoint to say, am I going to get in trouble if I do this and this and that? So I tell anybody, make sure you do your research before you jump off the porch with any business, and make sure that morally it's what you stand for.
Right. That's that, you know, when you say that, that is the thing right there. A lot of people do. They just want to get into something because they see that it's hot. I want to start doing this. And, you know, and you don't have that moral foundation that you're standing on. You know, it's okay to say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not finna, because for me, everything and the people that I try to help or support or whatever is because then you attach yourself to that. And people miss that. When you start attaching yourself, man, look at here. The backlash can be real. And that's just facts.
And you can end up getting yourself blackballed or people not wanting to support you just because of you supporting something that you didn't do research on.
Right.
Because I'm big on, if somebody come to me asking me to put some on my page, no, I need to know what it is. How's it going to affect my brand? Because I'm a brand in itself, and I can't let you jeopardize my family based upon your temporary decisions.
Right.
So you have to be careful of what you support, what you put out there to other people, because they're going to associate that with you, point blank, period.
And, you know, and I have, and when you say that, I have learned that. And I'm not, you know, I tell people my stuff, my page, I openly support a lot of people. But I ain't gonna sit here and say that I don't go back and look. Look, I ain't talking about looking last week. I'm gonna roll through. Look, to see what
from the past and all that, because you don't know what a person could be into.
Right. You know, because it is important. I don't mind. I really don't, and I think that's about is supporting people. But you have to truly, each and every one of us has to do our due diligence before we just up and say, hey, you know what? And that's even with me when I offer invitations to the show. The first thing I say is go and watch. You ain't got to tell me yay. You ain't got to tell me nay. Number one, go and watch. Watch 1, 2, watch 20 episodes. 1, do that because I want you to see and know what the foundation of it is.
Yes.
2, then pray about it. If your spirit say no, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. You know, some people that maybe, I don't know if you ran across this. Some people want you to do stuff, and then when you be like, nah, I don't think so, then they get upset with you for trying to protect yourself. Like, hold up. You know?
Yes. I can give you a good example. I had an email, and it kind of took me back because I'm like, I have to answer this in a professional way. But I'm big on manners, etiquette, and everything.
Yes.
If you inbox someone, message, however you delivering, asking a question or whatever, the common courtesy is good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be, hello, hey, something to address that person.
Right.
Because not only are you embarking on somebody else's time and not knowing how that person is going to receive you, but that's just common courtesy.
Right.
So the email was like, no hey, no nothing. It just came out and said, how do you get started? How did you open up your boot company or something like that to the sort? So, it kind of took me back. I could have been like real rude about it. No, at the end of the day, you still got to be professional, Gina.
Right.
You don't have to feel some type of way because some people may not have the background you have and don't have the experience you have with working into corporate America where you know how to address people.
Right.
So I gave that person the benefit of the doubt. I said, good afternoon. I actually let my assistant answer the email, and she let me, look back over to see if it was what my liking would be. And so she said, Miss Moses did an extensive background on her researched her vendors, and she made sure she got her business certifications, and she actually have Zoom calls that you can purchase for $100 if you want to discuss any other business with her. And they said, thank you. So I was like, good. Yeah, that's what I would have said, but it just, behooved me that, people don't think about how they address Black business versus you wouldn't go to Gucci, you wouldn't go to Gap, you wouldn't go to none of those other brands and ask them those type of questions. But because I'm considered a small Black business, that's what you would ask. And, I don't try to make color a big thing, but us as Black need to remember that if that was your business, how would you want somebody to address you? Or would you ever want anyone to address you when it comes to your business to ask you those type of questions?
Right.
Because you got to be mindful, like, if I get into business, how am I going to handle if somebody wants to pry into my business? Because I can't go to these other bigger corporations and ask them those same things.
Right,
so,
right.
In those kind of cases, it's just like you want to teach not just Black, but anybody for that matter, because they could have been blue, green, or purple. The thing is, you got to know business etiquette when you asking people questions, especially something that personal. And I never believed in going to any of my friends or family that has business to ask them, personal things like that, because often people feel like you should just give them information. When if you was to say you charging for it, then it's like, why you gatekeeping? No, because you can't go to none of these other corporations and just the same thing. So give me that same respect that you would give to them.
Right. And and I do agree with that. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm so bad about it. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I ain't gonna sit up
I'm gonna
there.
have to give you some business etiquette.
I'm gonna have to get some. When I say terrible, he come and ask me how you do this. And I some stuff I don't know. I'm still learning in it. This is honest to God. I am a year into this.
Yes.
I'm a year into now. God knows I probably had 100 and some episodes, but each one I progressed. I've learned different things.
Yeah.
And for me, if I know and I just not know, but somebody's really trying and they have some, I'm like, okay, well, look, this little thing right here, you can do this over here.
Which I don't mind. My thing is, I don't mind telling you, the basic steps to how to get to this point. But when you get to asking, to me, like personal questions about who my vendor is, or and this is my thing, because with everything, nowadays everybody got a course for everything. So I don't mind telling you the basic steps of how do you open up a business, getting your LLC, because that's stuff that you can Google. But when it comes to you getting into people personal things as far as vendor, that's on a whole new level.
Right. And that's, and you're right. And those are things that people need to do their research on.
Exactly.
It's almost like that entitlement generation. I'm entitled for you to give me everything. Just give it all to me.
I'm gonna give you my free plate. I didn't went and cooked all this food. Don't you dare say I gotta pay you for it. You just supposed to give it to me.
Yes.
Because why are you trying to be a gatekeeper? No. You can't have that mentality. Where is it gonna start? Where you have to build on something, research. Because when you go to college, you can't go to college for free.
Right.
You're gonna have to pay, whether that means you may get a grant. But what if you're in one of those tax brackets, your family in one of those tax brackets where you can't? So you're gonna have to pay for that education. And that's the same way with a business. Nobody wants to feel like they did all this research and they're just gonna hand it to somebody else.
And that's, that we had in business, we had this term. The term is having skin in the game. How do you, when you got skin in the game, when you've invested something into it, then it ain't so easy to, hold on.
Just give it out here. Here you go.
Hold up now. Wait a minute. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. And I know and I'm so sure with what you are doing and the industry that you're in. And I don't know, but I'm just assuming how are your clients? And when I say that, how is the support? And let me put it like that. How is the true support from closeness to farness? If that makes any sense.
You're saying basically do my inner circle, my inner circle support like the outer circle do.
I didn't say that.
Right. You ain't got to. And that's what I took out of it. And I'm gonna be just as real as I can be. Outer circle, I don't have. Baby, get on that website. I ship it out to you. Your inner circle it's kind of like I'm not gonna support her because I don't want to make her bigger than she already is. That I get that feel. I got some. Yeah, hello likes. Hello likes. I get that sometimes, and then I got some cousins that have supported me no matter what I done been put before them. They have been, ride or die. But what somebody else may say, oh, I know all your family support. No. And I really don't have a big circle because it's 4 girls. My dad didn't have any boys. So and then he has another daughter. So out of 5 girls that my dad has, I can say all of them has bought boots. But when it comes to certain, cousins and all that, it's been I can count on my hand. But I say this, I've learned early in the game that you don't look for your family to be your biggest supporter. You always look for your outer circle because they don't know you. So they are not biased about how they feel as far as you get more money than them, or they feel like they constantly supporting you. No, they just see you got good products, good customer service. I'm gonna support her.
Right. And
That's
sometimes
been,
that is that I do understand that, and for most of us, it kind of it's a stinging thing at first. Because you would think like, Lord, you seen me eating them sardines. Now you don't want to.
Now, where's the support at? This supposed to be blood thicker than water. Like, what happened?
we was eating crackers and peanut butter together.
Exactly.
But, and that's not even family. I mean, but just people around that would rather. How do I say this nicely? And I'm bad about nicely. People that would rather see you stay here than rise up.
Yes, because
I would rather.
Big on that. It's fine long as you right here and I can see how much you making versus me seeing you here and then me feeling like I'm just adding to your money.
Yeah. That's
so, even we've experienced that because like I said, with my sisters, it was three of us that had started a business in the town of Raymond. And I kid you not, you would think people would have been excited because small town Raymond, this was the first black women boutique that had kids clothes in it that people be beating down our door. The day of our grand opening, we had church members to walk right past our opening, look over, and went around the corner. And these were deacons. So when I say nothing surprised me when it comes to people that supporting you versus people that don't know you from a can of paint, because it all to me goes back to that mentality of people feel like I'm not finna boost her up just because you could have never did anything to them, could have supported them and all that, and they still feel like it's a they say you're not supposed to use a crab in a bucket mentality, but to me that's the way it felt, because it's like, even if you didn't buy anything, just the support of saying you came to it, but for me to see you and you kept on going, it was like, okay, this is the reality.
I have such a take on it, and mine is this: is one of my reasons for always supporting is because I truly do believe in people and the vision that God has given them. And the one thing I know for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, what God has for me is for me. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. What God has for you, ain't no sense of me sitting over here hating on you and your boots and your success and everything else. Because while I am sitting over there trying to look at what's in your garden, I hear weeds are growing in mine. While I'm trying to see how you maintaining yours over there, what you planting, and I'm sitting over here and I got a whole bunch of weeds growing. So the reason mine is I'm gonna support you in what you're doing. Okay, but at the same time, I'm gonna maintain what I'm doing, because what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. I can't get yours and you can't get mine. So why would I be crazy enough to hate on you or try to tear you down because I can't, because that's already yours.
Because you never know how God is gonna bring it tenfold to you just for you supporting somebody else. Because I've seen that time and time again. I've supported people and just out of the blue, I get a sale because it's like I never knew, what God was gonna do if I passed that test. So for me, I'm always looking at, even if I may not have it to spare, I can always get it back. That there's never been one of those things I worried about, because I think like this: same way God blessed them, He'll bless me too.
That's the part. You know why? My second one is because if God is blessing all the way in Mississippi, that means He blessing. That means all I gotta do is hold tight and keep on doing what I'm doing. Because if He in Mississippi, He gonna float all the way over here. If He in Mississippi, then guess what?
Because you never know who you're connected to that could be a blessing up on you.
Yes. And too many people with that other mentality. When you change that, I say so many times here before I end the show, there is nothing wrong with supporting one another. And I'm not talking about maybe you ain't got the money to buy some boots, but guess what? You can go on the page and press like.
And I'm big on that. When I say if you ever go back and look at my motivational video, the first one I did a whole video telling people how thankful I am. Whether you like, shared, or comment, you doing support to me, because it don't take you buying something to say you support me, because where you may not see a need for something that I got, by you sharing it, it's gonna get to the person that will buy. And to me, that's bigger than anything else, because your support shows that I'm rocking with you regardless if I can buy from you or not, because I don't know your financial situation, but you just showing me that you want to get my information out to other people. That means more to me than purchasing for me, because that says you think big of my little company to say, you know what, somebody else may need these boots. Let me pass this information on.
I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna stop you. You can't say little, because ain't nothing about God little.
Yes. Amen.
Nothing about God little. Ain't no little company. Yes. Here, it's an expanded.
Yes, that's the right word for it. That's what I'm about to put in my bio. This expanding business.
That right there. You know, and I again, you know, I applaud you for stepping out. I applaud you for not hiding behind the things that so many people hide behind. The fear of, well, what if it don't? What if? Well, what if? Well, what if this? Or what if that? Well, what if this? Well, they might not. Or when you hide behind those things, you miss the things that are before you.
Yes.
If you don't ever take a step forward, you will never know. If you don't step forward, you're gonna always be stuck where you're at.
You got that right. Because matter of fact, me and my mom was talking about that, because she has a food truck and we've been trying to get her kicked off and everything. And she was like, one thing I admire about you, Gina, you don't care what nobody say. You will step out on faith and you just run with it. I said, yes, Mom. I said, I had to get out of that mode of wondering what the people that knew me was going to say when they're not the ones that supported me. God didn't put them in my path for them to be the judge. God judges me. And I said, even with me getting comfortable to dance, you know, with TikTok, you just never know how the things that you more afraid of to do will be the things that catapult you to the next level.
Amen. I want you to, and you talk as long as you want to. I'm supposed to be shutting up. It's supposed to be MCD boot show. And I'm supposed to, you know, I got my tape because they always tell me so. I have to.
No. I love the feedback, because for me, you ask me a question and I love giving you a response. I don't like to just keep rambling off and don't know what you want to know. So definitely, this is your show. I'm just a guest.
Oh no, that's the table. You cook the dinner tonight. I'm just eating. I'm just eating. Look, I'm eating some Mississippi cooking tonight.
Okay.
No, I just whatever it is about your business, about your journey. If you want to share anything else about it, because I truly, and this is gonna go out there. And here's what I know about this: for those that's supposed to get it, gonna get it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I want your story, your journey, who you are to go out there. And why y'all, I'm gonna say this real loud, why y'all in the midst of the football games, y'all listen up, because here go a real score right now. Okay. She's gonna give you a real score. Okay. Y'all looking at the NFL, y'all can't ever get a, y'all, if y'all get a ticket, it's gonna be high price. Yeah, some of them athletes you really ain't gonna meet. But this one right here, this one right here, this woman who has changed the scope right here, sitting right here. Y'all will never, ever truly get to meet a living legend right here. She is the only, first and only female, black female owner, CEO of a boot company. Hear me when I say this. That's major. That is major. This is major. Here again, the first and only female, black female, first female, second black female, CEO of a boot company. Sitting right here. Sitting right here. And if you can't support, yeah, everybody talk about supporting something. If you can't support this, then shame on you.
Support a movement, baby. Support a movement. Support a movement. So, and I can't thank the Lord enough for all the blessings that have come out of this, and me even not even thinking about the impact that it not only brings to the Black culture, but being a minority, being a female, to bring something like this to the front table and say, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. Because that's my whole concept. But I tell anybody, do your research. Get with people that's going to mentor you and give you that support that you need. The support I got was from God. And I can honestly say God has been my cheerleader, because even when I felt like I wanted to stop because sales were getting slow, it was like when I did that TikTok, it was like God said, "Now, baby, you got to kick it into a whole new gear," because I discovered something that was already there that I didn't even know. And with me having a YouTube channel, it has been a blessing in itself too, that I've gotten encouragement off of mine. So YouTube Life with Gina Lee. So if you have not subscribed, go subscribe to my channel. I try to bring people into my world, and I am a serial entrepreneur, because I don't just sell boots. I do business consulting. Actually, I have a student that I'm teaching social media. Yes.
Wait. Hold on. I got one for you. There was a lady on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
She did not say serial entrepreneur. You know what? You want like her. She's a serial womanpreneur.
Okay.
Serial womanpreneur.
Oh, I ain't listen. I hadn't heard that one before. That's a good
you're not just you ain't an entrepreneur. You are a
serial woman entrepreneur. Yes. So and like I said, my shirt, I do customized shirts. So I am a very crafty person. I never believed in one stream of income. I do work in corporate America, so not only do I do that on the full time, but after that, I become a wife and a serial woman entrepreneur. I dabble into my boots, to my crafting, and one of the things that most people in my town know me to do funeral shirts, because I'm always, anytime funeral people usually reach out to me to put their family on shirts. So I tell anybody that don't just settle for one thing, because you never know where God's going to send that next blessing from. And never let anyone discourage you from your dreams, because even if that first one don't work out, go to the next one, and you might end up picking back up that one that you started the first time, because you never know. It may not be your timing, and timing is everything. With God, you got to know when to hold and when to fold. Where I stepped out with clothes, and I'm gonna tell you a story that I always think about when with my business. Entrepreneurship can go left, it can go right. Well, I jumped in head first to a business, doing the clothes and stuff, and things were getting too hectic with trying to work. I didn't have anybody to be at the store where I didn't have the funds to pay someone to be there. So people would come in the day. So I missed sales to where I couldn't maintain um, my normal bills and the bills that came from the business.
Right.
So I end up shutting it down. Well, in the midst of me shutting it down, my father-in-law had been trying to get his business off the ground, and I was telling him he can come and buy some of the things that I had, because I didn't want to take none of that stuff back, because I didn't want to pop the trunk or do none of that stuff anymore. So he came and bought up the majority of my inventory, and he asked me could I come over to his shop and give him some advice on what he needs to do, because he had paid someone, they didn't do right by him. So he had been paying rent for over 2 years and hadn't got the business kicked off.
Wow.
Well, got over there that Sunday. I told him what all he needed to do, helped him put stuff on hangers and all that. And so he paid me. He said, "Can I ask you something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He was like, "Can I just pay you to be my consultant and you get my business off the ground?" And at first I was hesitant, because I'm like, I ain't never did this. I don't know what to charge him. This my father-in-law, and it was a lot of mixed feelings about it.
Right.
And he said, "Go home, sleep on it." He's a military man. He said, "Go home, sleep on it. If it compels to be on your heart, then tomorrow you call me and let me know what the price tag is, and we go from there." So I sat up there and I was like, God, I don't know what to charge him. So I did my research, consulting, find out how much they charge an hour and this and that. And so I asked him a few questions about how long did he want before we did the launch for him to open up, time span and all that type of stuff, and his finance, what was his budget. And he, at this point, he was like, "I really don't have a budget. I just know losing money, and whatever you tell me, that's what I'm gonna go with." So I gave him a price. He said, "Could we break it up?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I don't want nobody to feel like you got to give me this big lump sum and
Right.
you already spending out money before, and someone got over on you, and this is the first time for me. So we did a half payment, and then the rest of it when I got finished. So that was a wonderful experience for me. And what took 2 years, him sitting dead, I was able to get him open in 2 months.
Wow. Wow.
So, in that sense, I can say I'm proud. I'm proud to say I can not only help somebody that I love, but help somebody that didn't know anything about the industry. He been in military over 40 something years. So he knew nothing about women clothes, putting anything together. He just knew he wanted to have something that he can leave back for his family, and that he knew he would enjoy, because he loves seeing women. So it was like he wasn't married, he was divorced. So it gave him pleasure to get women confidence, and that he can flirt with and go on, send them about their way. So it worked hand in hand for both of us, because not only I felt like I got something out of it by helping him, but little did I know that God was preparing me for my next journey.
Right.
And
Right.
after I got him started, it was like customers that had been patronizing me now patronize him. So I didn't just, get him set up and this and that. I brought him revenue, continuous revenue, because people went off of what I've done and say, "Oh, I know if Gina had hands in it,
Right.
then I know it's good." So, that type of thing brings me pleasure to know I have that type of reputation where people trust me and know that I'm not finna do nothing shady. I'm not finna give them no bad quality, because I want the same things I put out to you, I want the same things when I purchase. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh no, she gonna give me something bad. No, because I want my brand to stand alone for something good.
Right, right, right. That is excellent. That is, again, it's about having those things that are not tangible. About having character. Um,
Yes.
and a lot of people miss that. That's not something money can buy. Integrity is
And
not
it really
something.
not nothing you can teach a person, because it's
Right.
really based upon what's embedded in you.
Yes.
Because to me, it starts when you are a baby. And if you teach your children up right, it's gonna follow them.
Yes.
Regardless if they stray away or not, it's gonna be ingrained in them, because they gonna come back and think about, did my mama teach me that? Did my daddy teach me that? Did they really, would they really be pleased in what I'm doing? If
Right.
you, because my mom is big into the church, and my father, he's always been a hard worker. And, it took a couple of things happen to him to, see where God has made an impact in his life. So it's like when you have been instilled, I tell anybody I'm blessed to have the parents that I have, where I have a mother that instilled God in us since a child on up. You never forget where home is, and God is always your home. Where my father instilled work ethics in me, like so crafted. And to me, they were the perfect blend. Even though they're not together, they were the perfect blend, because they taught their women how to sustain life no matter what you go through. You never give up. You keep striving until you find where you're supposed to be. And
Right.
I'm so blessed to, and I know I can say, coming from a struggle to where I am, I'm blessed, because God, even in my bad times, God always found ways to sustain me through them, and
Yes.
say, you know what, baby, times get rough, you still hold on, you still have that faith. It's like you said, weeping may come now, but joy comes in the morning. And
Yes. Yes.
you have to constantly remind yourself of, when those trials and tribulations come, do not sit there and waddle in pity. Find ways to catapult yourself to the next step, because often God is waiting on you, and you thinking that you waiting on God. No,
Yeah.
you cannot have good work without you putting in the effort. Like, there's no way I can sit up here and say, oh, I'm gonna have the best boot company, if I don't get out there and make myself known. If
Right.
I don't take out the time to make sure I'm patronizing somebody else, because it's not all about yourself. You got to be able to pour into somebody else just as well as somebody pour into you. But you got
Amen.
to remember, don't pour so much into somebody else that you don't have enough for yourself. You
Yes.
have to be a balance. And see, I'm about to come out with an ebook, balancing full time and working. I'm actually working on that book now, because people don't think about that. It's a hard thing to have a full-time job and run a business and have a family. Even if
Yes.
you take the family out the equation, if you think about having a full-time job and trying to juggle a business at the same time, it's hard. It can really drain the life out of you. And if you don't have God in your life, I don't know what you're doing. Because baby, if it wasn't for him, Lord knows I would have been crashed out, because God has been like that like, keep on going, baby. I know
Right.
it's hard, but just keep on going. And he'll send people to
Yes.
give me those encouraging words out of nowhere. Like, it'd be like, I am so proud of you. If nobody else haven't told you, I just get random messages from people telling me how proud they are of me. So it's like, that just give me that kryptonite. Go a little harder, girl. Go a little harder.
You know what? You're so right. And I have personally experienced the same thing where it is. What you said is so true, to be able to work and then have to work another business, and then,
Mm-hmm.
and pushing. And it's so many times, there have been times I've said, and I go like, and then there'll come a message. Hey, thank you. Hey, and what it does is that's why I have to hit them share buttons. That's why I have to hit the like buttons. That's why I have to pass the comments. It's because it's being poured into me. So I can't hold it and think it's just for me. It's for me to give
Yeah.
somebody else. Because if I was at that at edge going like, I ain't even doing no show tonight. I ain't even doing it. Then I would be missing out on what he had for me. So I know, like, if I get to that edge, somebody else is right there too, going, I ain't even gonna do it. No, just keep
Because
on
I'm
going.
telling you, when you kept sharing, and I've been putting off doing it because it was like something just kept coming up, and I said, God, I'm gonna take out this moment because I don't know how I'm gonna bless somebody else, how somebody else gonna bless me. You know, my story need to be out there, and often I get a little drawn back, not that I don't want to do it, but nervous, you know, how people gonna perceive it. And I have to remind myself it's not about what other people say, it's what God say. You know, at the end of the day, it's all to glorify him. And
Yes,
who am I to hold back on something that could bless somebody else, somebody waiting to see whether they should start their business, whether it's worth them even trying, and it's worth it. Trust me. So anybody listening, do not sit up there and let somebody talk you out your blessing.
come on
Now,
now.
what I will say is do your research before you jump out there to make sure that's where God wants you to be at. Because often we jump into stuff that may not be for us, but may be for someone else. Because I look at me doing those clothes all them years, that was not my end. That was only my beginning. And then the
Mm,
people that I have impact showed me that I was there to help somebody else. And especially looking at my father-in-law, that story alone let me know that it was never meant for me to stay in that realm. It was meant for me to help somebody else get them where they need to be. Because
yes,
let me had a never stepped in that door and went through my trials and tribulations with business failing and all that, I couldn't have been able to give him the advice he needs to start his business so that he can succeed.
right, right. That is so true.
Because
Uh,
often we put in those situations to be a trial and error for somebody else. It
yes,
ain't for us to reap the benefits of it until the end. It's mainly for us to, because God knows who's strong and who's not, and
yes.
who's gonna be able to set that platform up to set somebody up for the next journey. Because
Amen.
we'll think, okay, well, God, why did that fail, or why did I even get into that if it wasn't going, it wasn't for you, baby. It was for somebody else, because people will watch the things that you do, and it helps the circle of life keep on going because of the things that you've done, and you set that example where somebody else can say, okay, this is how she do it, or she could be that one that tell you, well, now don't you get into that because that's not going to be beneficial to you. You know, a lot of times we don't look at it and think about how the things that we endeavor in could help somebody else and what their next step is, because everything happened for a reason.
Amen. Amen. And I will tell you this right here. And I learned this, and I've shared it in another guest. We shared this thing is like people are watching. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what we have to know in this life, people are watching. Everybody ain't liking, everybody ain't sharing, everybody ain't commenting. But guess what they doing?
They observe it. Yes. Yes. And look, the best thing Facebook could have came out with was them stories, because you can see everybody name that and watch your stuff.
They watching. Lord, they watching you. You know, and as long as you said, and I believe in it 100%, you can watch me because I'm doing it for him. I ain't doing it.
Yes.
I'm doing it for him. As long as I know everything that I do and how I carry myself is pleasing unto him.
Yes.
You ain't never got a comment. You ain't never got a comment because I know I'm doing it for him. Um, and I know that you're the same way. Is that you are not doing it for the people to like or approve. You have the ultimate judge.
Yes.
The ultimate judge. Um, Before we get up out of here, I want you to again share your website, share your website, your TikTok name, your whatever, your YouTuber, websiter, TikToker, all of your stuff. And was it last month that you had the special? Is the special on this month, or was it last month?
We still got some things going. Matter of fact, if they go on the website, there's a wheel spin where they can get 10% off, or is free shipping. We got 25% off, and even if you're lucky enough to get the 50% off.
50% off of what?
Yes, off anything on the website.
I'm spending twice.
But yes, the website is www.mycherrydolls.com. It's spelled MICHERRIDOLLS.com. And then my TikTok name is at Best Western CEO. You can't miss me. So you type in Best Western CEO, you know you're in the right place. And my YouTube is Life with Genia Lee. And I'm about to tell you a quick story about that, because for years I've been fighting about my middle name because I felt like it was kind of masculine for a girl to have Lee, but I'm actually named after my great grandmother, Genia Lee. So, I have embraced that name now because God has worked in so many mysterious ways where He's saying, stop being embarrassed of who you are and embrace it, because it's going to be what catapults you to the next level. So my YouTube is Life with Genia Lee. And I'm trying to think of what the other handles. Facebook, you can find me, My Cherry Dolls LLC. I thank you so much for this interview. You have uplifted my spirit, as well as I know I've made an impact on you. And a lot of times people say, you talk so old to be so young, but experience. I'm 39 years old, so God has blessed me to experience so many things, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was, I'm gonna say, 5 years old. Because my mama tell you, I started by selling her clothes because she still had tags on it. So I thought, I was like, well, she still got tags on, she must not want to wear it. So I did a garage sale out in the yard and sold it for $2, and that $2 got me a whooping. So I don't do that no more.
Oh Lord!
Yes, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 5 years old. I done dabbled in so many different things. So I know that God put me in these spaces for a reason. I don't know how long I'll be dealing in the corporate world, but I know I tell anybody, don't jump out there just thinking I'm going to start something and people going to support me. No, make sure you keep your job. Keep that job until you work so much and your bank account is over 6 figures that you can say, I need to stop this and do this full time.
Right. Well, you know what?
And be on the watch out for my ebook, How to Work a Full-Time Job and run a business at the same time. So I'm gonna give you my tips and tricks about how I keep all that balance with a family as well.
That's a balance. That's a balance right there.
Yes.
Well, look, I thank you so very much for coming. I greatly appreciate it so very much. It has been a blessing. It has been a pleasure to have you to come to the table. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna tell y'all, go like, go share, comment, go support. It don't
it's
cost.
All free, y'all. It's all free.
Y'all
like, comment, and share. It's free. You don't have to do nothing. I promise you, I respond back. I give you hearts because I look at it, it's a humbling moment for myself because you didn't have to do it. So I thank you guys for any support that you do.
And y'all check out her website. Now, she done told y'all she got an old spinner thing on there. Y'all could possibly get 50% off of her. Look, y'all ain't never got to listen to what I say. She got a whole website. All you got to do is go look yourself. I put it on my page. Y'all can go look at my, you think I'm lying. It's on my page. Y'all can go, if y'all can't find her page, stroll down through mine and boom, there it is. Go check it out. Got some wonderful stuff on there. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's up to y'all. But do not miss the opportunity to check it out. Do not miss the opportunity to go support. If you don't support, that's on you. But the only way we are truly gonna make it, and this is my statement for tonight. The only way we are going to make it here is to start supporting and encouraging and uplifting one another.
Yes.
The only way we're going to make it, instead of downing and complaining, is uplifting, supporting, and encouraging one another. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I am. We all are. We all are. It doesn't hurt to say, hey, how you doing? Hey, good job. Hey, keep up the good work. Hey, I see you. Yeah. Hey, congratulations. Hey, keep pushing. Hey, keep praying. It don't cost nothing. But what it does is it releases so much. It releases so much. It releases so much. Don't be looking at somebody else's yard and wondering why it's so pretty and what they putting in their grass, while yours is full of weeds.
Yep, because you never know how much that person putting into it. You know, it may look pretty on the outside, but you don't know what's going on in the background.
That's it. That's it. Look here, we gonna get on up out here. Y'all can go watch old boring football now.
All right.
Y'all go watch them. Cause look, the show done ended. Now we done had a show up in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so very much for coming. I greatly appreciate it.
And thank you for having me.
So very much. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, look, hold on. I got one comment. She said she just spun.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, honey. Thank you. I look forward to servicing you.
So, thank you so very much for coming. To each and every one of y'all, y'all know what I like to say and what I mean from my heart. I love each and every one of you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Thank you so very much.
You have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.